Morning guys, welcome to Astral Darius. I guess we should say ding 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 ding. Experience just rolled in. Man, so before I get started, man, I just want to give you guys a heads up that this may sound kind of like all over the place, all over the map. There's a couple things I want to cover, so I'll try to keep it as together as I can. If you followed my channel in order, like as the videos are coming out, this will probably make more sense to you. But if you're just kind of running into it, then it may not. Maybe you can, I'll try to kind of like reference the previous videos. So experience happened last night. And again, Astral Diaries channel, but Astral Projection OB experiences and any mistakes, lessons learned in the process. There's a couple of them here. So let's get started. So the last three videos, most recent was about my boy Darius. Just uploaded that yesterday, got almost 400 views. Looks like a lot of people enjoy watching it. But the two before that was, if you followed my channel, you probably wonder like what happened, kind of went silence here, was accessing deceased father. And then before that was accessing a pet cat. So what I was trying to do was really target this cat, and then Father's Day rolled in, and then I made a video about how, instead I want to access my father, just say Happy Father's to him, Happy Father's Day, and that was my goal. And then if you followed the news, I mean, there's been nothing but wars and just really distraction all over the world, and that played a role. I did try to access him, but obviously didn't succeed until tonight was another attempt, last night, which I'm going to get into. So I'll explain that. And then the other thing, in my previous videos I mentioned, and this is all going to play a role, is I've had blonde girls show up in my experiences, dream, as well as my last OB, there's two of them. So I kind of made a comment about, like blonde girls, and I made a point about nothing personal about blonde girls. I actually prefer Asian girls, Asian women. This all plays a role, man. I'm kind of building up for you guys. Speaking, and I said, I just got a text from a blonde girl from my past. Girl that I liked as a teenager. We both liked each other. But, just kind of, we never ended up dating for different reasons. Well, part of it was because I was kind of 17 going 18 and she was younger than me, and I finished high school. I started college. She was still in college. She was still in high school. I got to know her family. Later on became friends with her older sister, and we were just friends. We would just go watch movies sometimes. She was kind of in and out of relationships. Bottom line, I knew the whole family. We meet every now and then. So we did meet about 2 weeks ago. We watched a beautiful sunset, had some drinks, smoked hookah, hung out, and plan is to maybe take a road trip to San Francisco, Napa or something. So that's kind of like the plan with that. Oh yeah, and her hair was super blonde. Just like as blonde as the girls I've seen in my experiences, where her natural hair is kind of dirty blonde when she was a teenager. So, okay, I kind of want to get that out of her. So now let's kind of jump into this experience. So I just want to say that this experience was a combination of me taking on my own advice and learning from my mistakes, and then again I still learned I made a mistake here, which I keep making adjustments, guys. So if you follow my channel in order, maybe you can catch these. So what happened was, and the other thing I want to say was, I said in the previous video, I have to go a couple weeks without having experience before I kind of get serious about it. And last night was that moment again, because like I've been trying to access my father and just say Happy Father's to him for like since Father's Day, like the day before Father's Day till now, which was like 2 weeks ago. So this is how it played out. Last night, taking my own advice, I made a separate video about this, best time to project, and I told you guys that sometimes I wake up at like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm awake. I'm like, let's just have breakfast. I'm usually more hungry around that time anyway, versus like later when I wake up, which is weird. So, because it's that golden window, which I'll explain here. So I got up, I had breakfast. I actually had regular coffee instead of decaf, and like a breakfast sandwich. And yes, I brushed and flossed, because in my video when I made this, it kind of sounded like I just had breakfast and went back to bed. Had breakfast, brushed, floss, and then waited till I get sleepy. Because this is the window. I've made a full video about this, I'll put it in the description. Because this is the Goldilocks, the window of where most of these projections happen. So I took my own advice, did this. I usually sleep on the right side of the bed when I'm laying down, you know, right, my right side. So I went to bed, try to trigger something, mainly using Raduga, Buellman. You know, Raduga's technique is just kind of like picture yourself getting up, getting in front of the mirror, rolling out, kind of keep doing that. I don't want to get into details of it. He has a full video about it. And then Buellman, really good with affirmations, stuff like that. So I use a combination, try to trigger something, nothing happened. And then I rolled to the left side of bed, flat on my stomach, and just basically, which is another technique, what I do, I just basically, at this time, try to just go to sleep with the intention, will of an experience happening. And the focus was, again, accessing my father. To say Happy Father's Day to him. And you know what? I was like, while at it, I might even access my cat and during the same experience. I made a full video about that because those are the last two targets I had. So here's what happened, man. Guys, you're gonna love this. So in my video I said how I preferred Asian women over blonde. You know, no offense. If you're a blonde girl, no offense. I mean, it's just, I liked blonde girls like 10-15 years ago. So I, flat on my bed, going to bed with the intention of accessing my father. And then what happens is I find myself sitting on my bed. Now, some people will think this is an OBE. I actually say it is because, oh yeah, well, I went to bed with the intention and it has to know. For me personally, man, I've said in my previous, unless I roll and actually try to roll and separate, you know, go through that process, I don't see it as an OB. For me, this was a dream. But I found myself sitting on the edge of my bed, and all of a sudden, this little woman, this Asian woman, shows up, petite, you know, kind of short, black outfit. I don't know if it was a dress or skirt, and she just shows up in my room. And I'm like, in this setting, I think she's there before somebody else. Let's say somebody else was supposed to come in and see me for whatever reason, but she showed up. I don't know who she is, but she's attractive. She's, you know, she has nice breasts, nice body, petite, you know. And I'm kind of like, get over here, you know, kind of like get in front of her. And next thing you know, it's just, you know, what would happen naturally in that situation happened, which is, you know, we started kissing and anything you can imagine, guys. You know, second base, and then next thing you know, we roll in the bed, and that full sexual experience happens. I'm not gonna get into detail. Very sensual, real experience. And I was gonna say, like, as I woke up from this thing, man, I was like, man, as a guy or a girl, you can have a whole different dating life, man, outside the physical, because how real this is. Now, I don't really ask for these. I don't even think about it, but they happen sometimes. And you know what, man? Whether you're single, married, girlfriend, you can do whatever you want, man, in this world. I know one guy who has a channel, I'm not going to mention him, you know, respect his privacy, because he was like, oh yeah, well, you know, I used to, before I was married, I used to get engaged in these things as though like now it would be cheating. Come on, man, like you can do, I'm sure every guy is with me on this. You can do whatever you want there, man. And, you know, if you're going to tell your wife, girlfriend, hey, honey, I just, you know, had an intimate interaction with a cute Asian girl. Well, that's your problem. But anyways, getting to the point here. Yeah, here I am trying to access my father, and this happens, right? So as I woke out of this thing, I'm still kind of half asleep, half awake, and I'm kind of like replaying this amazing experience. By the way, how real it feels is, I thought about this before I made this video. Not as real as if it happened last night, but as real as if it happened a week ago. Imagine you know, had a sexual intercourse with a woman a week ago, and now you could recall it. Yeah, I would say rank it right there. So as I'm thinking about kind of playing it, replaying it in my head, I'm like, okay, which positions happened? Did that happen? Did that happen? Boom, the vibration, separation hit. The goal, right? And I try to roll. So I'm on my back on the I'm laying on my stomach, so on my left side of the bed, and I roll to the other side, and I have a very hard time rolling. And this is something that happened in a previous experience. I told you guys I was stuck. Again, I was trying to access my phone. I was stuck, and I told you guys the lesson I learned is no matter what, I should have did my best to just at least get out of the bed, just drag myself. Because what happened was when I got stuck in the previous experience, I thought I got out of the vibration sensation, but that's not the case, man. And I proved it to myself. So this time, as real as it felt, man, I literally dragged myself out of the bed. Just dragged myself to the point I fell out of the bed. It was kind of like a slow motion. At that time, I was like, okay, this has to be extreme. But it was, again, so real that I couldn't tell the difference. So I'm on the floor of my bed, but I'm not on my feet. I'm kind of like on my knees and hand, kind of crawling, just like almost like walking, crawling through sand. And I'm like, the room, everything looks the same lighting, kind of early morning. And I keep going, and I find myself, oh yeah, in the process of this, I asked for my father mentally. My eyes are closed physically. I could feel my physical eye closed, but I can still see. I asked for my father, like telepathically, and I even like verbally asked for my father. And what I was trying to do is I crawl myself to where I saw my father last time, which was like in the second floor in where my living room is. And this is where my mistake was. So I like try to crawl in there, and as I did that, I heard a voice calling my name. The voice was a combination of my own voice and my father's voice. And I'm like, okay, this is good. I just got to keep crawling. And as I kept doing it, the experience ended on me, man. It just kind of I just saw it right in front of my eyes. So I want to say the mistake I made was I was already out of my room, man. I should have just stopped trying so hard. I was out of my room. What I should have done is focus on trying to just get up, stand up. Because the experience was so real, I still wasn't sure if this is, am I physically crawling down my stairs? Because honestly, if I did that physically, I would probably like roll down in my face, because physically, imagine crawling downstairs physically. It's really hard. Gravity just pulls you. So yeah, I mean, that was the end of it. But trying to see if I forgot anything. I think I covered everything. I hit the blonde girl thing. It was how they were showing up in dreams, and then astral projection, and then physically I get a text from a blonde girl that I knew. I have not seen this girl for like 7 years. We managed to see each other. We're still friends, so like I said, we had a really nice evening. Plan is to get together again, maybe do a road trip or something. And then I mentioned Asian girls, and then she just showed up. It was very real, man. Very, very real, the whole experience. Very sensual, very real. If you're a guy, you want to use this as I was like, as I was thinking about it, like, what an amazing thing to be able to do. Like, here I am, genuinely trying to like access my deceased father, and then in the process, I find myself with this really attractive Asian woman, and we have a amazing experience. And then I get out of that, and then I'm in a vibration separation, and then I almost was able to see him again. So I think I kind of covered it, man. I thought that was going to be, that didn't came across as all over the place as I thought it would be. I think I hit all the points. I did an upload yesterday, like I said, about my boy D. If you want to watch that, kind of my take on him. And that's it. So what I'm going to do is try again to access my father and my cat. Those are the next two targets. I've made separate videos about them, which I'll put them in the description if you guys want. If you're new to the channel or you're just watching them, if you want to support the channel, Astral Diaries, again about astral projection, OBs. Just to recap, so my own lesson was to try to project early in the mornings, which I did. It worked, I got up. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to say was, so I had regular coffee versus decaf, and somebody once asked me if there's an effect. Honestly, I was kind of concerned about if the caffeine would keep me up, and I feel like it didn't. If anything, I felt more focused. Because you know, when I try to project, I really try to focus on the intention of focusing, and it's very easy to kind of drift, because as you get sleepy, your mind kind of keeps drifting. But I was able to just kind of focus, and maybe caffeine helped. If you're that, you know what, I think I know who this person is. Maybe I'll comment and have him watch this video. So maybe caffeine helped. But again, still, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do it through Buy Me Coffee. I'm not sure what to name this video, man. I mean, you're trying to access a deceased father, in the process end up having sexual experience with like a cute little Asian woman. Like, how am I gonna name this video? We'll see. I'll think of something. See you guys on the next one.